Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. As hopefully you can see on your screens, you have tuned in to the presentation by Lowe's. They're a fantastic partner with SAC. And the presenter is Aaron Gerlitz, and he's a West Point grad, 2009. And after commissioning in the Army, he became a signals officer for 5.5 years, and he did a deployment to, you might have heard us talking about it, but he did a deployment to Iraq and Afghanistan. And he left the Army in 2014, and he joined Lowe's as an IT project manager. So he's been with them for 6+ years, and he's done different projects: identity and access management, payment solutions, information security and data analytics. And then he's currently with Information Security Group as a program manager, and he supports the engineering and operations tower. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Aaron. Thank you very much, Aaron. I appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks for the introduction, Joe. And yeah, that's perfect. Q&A, just throw it in the questions and answer section. I may throw a few emails in the comment section later, but yeah, Q&A, and I'll get to that at the end of the presentation. So background was perfect. Joe kind of went over my background, but just to reiterate, I was in the military 5.5 years as a signal officer after getting out of West Point. I've been at Lowe's for over 6 years since. Will be 7 years this fall, working in different segments of our technology organization as a project and program manager. Parts of our organization such as identity and access management, payment solutions, data analytics, and now currently my role is a program manager within our information security group, supporting the engineering and operations team there. So basically, I'll get into this presentation, give you guys a little background on Lowe's, hopefully tell you a little more about what Lowe's has to offer, what we're about, and give you a little more perspective behind the curtain of the different career opportunities we've got here. And at the end, last 15 minutes, hopefully we can spend that doing some Q&A, answer any questions you guys have got, and any other questions, any other personal individual questions, we can certainly address those during the Friday career conference, and you can come to our booth and have a conversation with me and some of the other folks representing Lowe's. So with that, I'll get into the slideshow. So who are we? Who is Lowe's? So I think most people probably have seen the store in the bottom left-hand corner, the big box front of the store, but we were founded in 1920. Anniversary, so kind of a big deal and very exciting for us. And in 1946, after World War II, another little known fact is we were formally founded as a company, and that's really when the expansion of Lowe's, as it's formally known now, began. Right there. Veterans and the military is a huge part of our history, and supporting the military community is a big part of what we do on a day-to-day basis. Moving on to the next slide, kind of a little bit of Lowe's by the numbers, right, to give you a perspective of the scale and size of the company and what we do. So we employ over 300,000 employees. When we get into the springtime right now, that number can reach as high as like 350,000 employees. So very large company, reaching across all of the US and Canada, over 2,200 stores in those two countries. We serve 20 million customers or more each week in North America. And you can see a couple of the other numbers there, right? Along with the scale of our company, we have a large amount of money we're investing in different aspects, 20,000 employees, and just some of the other figures to go with that. And so I'm gonna have a few videos in here. They may be a little bit choppy, but hopefully you guys can still get the picture and the gist of it. This first video is a little video of a partnership we did with the USO recently. And it was basically a DIY workshop that was done virtually in 2020, just to display some of the partnerships that we've got. right, so that's a good segue into the next slide that I've got here. And hopefully gives you guys a little bit of an idea of some of the work that we do with the military. A few years ago, we kicked off an initiative called Home, Honoring Our Military Every Day. And within that, it formally encompassed all these different partnerships that we've got, right? A big part of those partnerships is affordable housing. And you can kind of see that with a few of the different teams that we work with here, Operation Finally Home, Building Homes for Heroes, the mission continues, stuff like that. We do a lot of work with USO, and obviously, as I'm here today, we do a lot of work with the different career fairs in the veteran space to partner with them, and benefit both pieces, right? Help veterans transition, but also get some good talent into our organization, with folks like myself and throughout the different aspects of the organization. I'll go into some of those different roles and opportunities that we have. And I'd say the other one that I want to emphasize here is we have a great partnership with AMVETS, and specifically they're working on entrepreneurship and grants for veterans to start their own businesses in the skills trade space. There's a lot of opportunity in skills trades, and there is a seen kind of gap in the coming years. So it's something we're supporting, something that aligns well with our business, and with things that we can help with. And so hopefully this gives a good perspective of some of the work that we're doing on the military front and some of the commitment we have to just the military community in general. With that, I'm going to go into one more video. This video gives you a good overview of our corporate office. Obviously, over the last year, we haven't quite spent as much time as we would traditionally. But it's a great corporate office, and I'll just show this video and then get into a little more detail about it. All right, so that's a great video. I know it got a little choppy there and stopped in the middle, but hopefully it gave a little bit of a perspective of what our campus looks like. Certainly a really nice campus. It's just north of Charlotte by about 30 minutes. And it's got a ton of great amenities for when we are back on site. Let me go back a slide, skipped one too many. We've got multiple coffee shops there, multiple food courts, and I'd say each of those food courts during the lunch and breakfast hours where people are taking up the space eating are used a lot of times for informal meetings, sit downs, those meetings where you don't necessarily need a whiteboard or to be in a room together, right? We've got some great additional amenities, on-site fitness center, a man-made lake out back with a on-site jogging and walking trails around it when it's not too warm or not too cold. Great to have a quick one-on-one conversation walking around the lake there. And then I'd say in addition to that, other nice little things, little farmer markets that will come into the campus. We got a CVS on site to pick up any pharmacy items that you need throughout the day. Just makes life a little more convenient. And then dry cleaning, shoe repair, all kinds of good stuff on site. So it's been really, when we were before the pandemic, this is an awesome place to work. Really enjoyed it, had everything you would possibly need. And yeah, hopefully that gave you some perspective of that. with that, what kind of opportunities are at that corporate office? Kind of all across the board, right? And I'd say in each of these areas, we're growing pretty massively to support our organization. We have different supply chain roles, store operations, human resources, finance and accounting, legal, marketing. And we have, I think before the pandemic started, we had anywhere between 3,500 to 4,500 people on that site on any given day. So currently, certainly a huge site with a lot of opportunities, a lot of great things to do. And talk about any more of these specifically or specific opportunities that are out there in these spaces, then we'll certainly be able to talk more in detail on Friday in one-on-one conversations, but hopefully of what's out there. And with that, I'm going to move on to one more video.
If you're ready to join one of the most exciting retailers in the country, then get ready to join Lowe. We're delivering technology solutions to make our customer experiences more seamless than ever before. Whether it's geofencing for our curbside pickup or new services for pros like augmented video chat that lets pros diagnose and troubleshoot remotely. We're working smarter, faster, more effectively, and with global partnerships. This is only the beginning.
There is just a tremendous technology transformation going on at Lowe's right now. So you could do two things. You could either read about us like in 18 months to 2 years from now and read a great story about how we transformed, or you could come and join us and help us write the story. And I would say anybody who's considering joining us, I think this is the best time to do it.
From our new tech center in Charlotte, North Carolina, we'll reimagine technology systems and build future retail experiences that will set Lowe's far apart. And to help us get there, we're looking for military, including Guard, Reserve, active duty, veterans, and military spouses. Because we know you have the drive, leadership, and skills to transform a Fortune 50 company. While Lowe's first opened its doors in 1921, Lowe's was founded in 1946 by 2 World War II veterans. Our commitment to the military has continued to strengthen since then. Today, we have more than 20,000 associates who are active duty or veterans, working in every area, from stores to supply chain to tech.
Lowe's is proud to be an employer of choice for transitioning veterans and military spouses. We value skills that our military associates bring, including critical thinking, courageous leadership, and a high level of integrity.
When you join Lowe's, you're joining a family that celebrates and honors your service with powerful partnerships, customer benefits, and even a camo vest that represents your service.
I put that vest on every day, and I'm proud to say I'm a veteran.
We offer extensive training and hands-on opportunities. It's your future. You build it, you own it.
I wear the vest, and I'm also proud to say I'm a veteran. I can tell you from experience, a career at Lowe's is not just in retail. We're building best-in-class technology. Our associates are on collaborative, high-caliber teams that directly influence solutions at scale. From start to the end user, we empower our associates to make decisions that affect thousands of lives every day.
Lowe's is looking for diverse people with diverse experiences to fill roles like product managers, as well as software, infrastructure, and security engineers. We also offer an outstanding transition support program. Are you ready to help accelerate Lowe's technology transformation? Go to jobs.lowes.com. Your future starts here.
All right, so a little longer video, but that one goes into specifically our technology part of the organization, and obviously was focused towards veterans. But here, just a couple opportunities within Lowe's technology, obviously near and dear to my heart, as I've worked in the Lowe's technology team my full time here, 6.5 years now. But certainly a ton of opportunity, as I'm sure you're seeing everywhere in data science and analytics. A lot of opportunity in information security. And in general in software development and many of the engineering aspects. A lot of folks and from the SAC conferences generally map up well with project and product management, which we certainly do as well. and you can see some of the other things that are going on there. One thing I'd emphasize here, and I kind of skipped over when we were going through the corporate office, is that center picture, the new larger or higher, I guess, Lowe's building there is a new facility we're building specifically for technology in downtown Charlotte. So I mentioned earlier, our main corporate campus is about 30 minutes north of Charlotte, so not too far away, but more center to the city. A facility, I think it's going to complete a little later this year, will be really awesome, brand new, have all the great new high tech, and it's in a to play, live without even really needing a car, right? So just a few things about the technology team. And with that, I'm going to kind of transition into actually the kind of an answer to the first question it looks like we have, and go into some of the other roles we have outside of just our corporate office and outside of just the Charlotte region. We certainly have a lot of roles and opportunities within stores and supply chain. And to kick that off, I'm going to go into a quick video about our hometown local heroes projects. This is basically each store gets to do a Lowe's local heroes project. This is an example of that in partnership with the NFL and Sleep in Heavenly Peace. And I'll let the video do the rest of the talking here.
I'm Alexander Johnson, NFL linebacker for the Denver Broncos. I'm here with my Lowe's home team partner, NFL guard, Will Hernandez. Let's hear it for the Lowe's home team. Our friends at Lowe's and Sleep in Heavenly Peace are building bunk beds for kids that need in our community, and Will's going to do his part to help build bunk beds. I'm really glad the Lowe's home team is able to do this because kids all over the country are in need of beds. Sleep in Heavenly Peace provided over 50,000 bunk beds across the whole United States of America. I get it. I'm a new father, and it's very important that kids have a very comfortable and peaceful place to sleep. It means a lot for me to be able to help these kids. It's the biggest blessing in the world.
Hey, it's Riley Ridley, wide receiver for the Chicago Bears and member of the Lowe's home team. I wanted to personally thank you for volunteering your time and effort to help build beds for kids in our community.
You are making a big impact here in Atlanta,
Chicago, Miami.
You are making a big impact right here in Detroit. So thank you all for making this happen.
It's go time. Let's get these beds delivered to these kids who need it. To learn more about this project and to find out how our home team is helping in communities, head to lowes.com/hometeamlocalheroes.
All right, and that's a good introduction to our stores and some of the neat stuff they do beyond just what you'd see in the store and when dealing with customers. But some of the roles that are available within our different stores throughout the country and throughout Canada include store manager, assistant store manager, different supervisor and department manager roles, and then obviously many others here that you'll see. Especially, this is one of our biggest hiring times of the year, our springtime. A lot of different seasonal roles and temporary roles additionally that are there, but certainly a lot of good opportunities there. I emphasize here, we've got a great store manager training program for folks that are interested in that route and interested in an ASM or a store manager role eventually at one of our locations. So not always a perfect match for everybody, but is something that I like to emphasize, and is something that can be really helpful if you're location dependent and really interested in Lowe's, as we've got locations throughout the country with stores. And within that, with that, I'll go to a quick video. This one is based on the supply chain. I'd say the final segment of our business. You've got corporate, then stores, and then supply chain. This is specifically around a distribution center that we've opened recently in Pleasantville, Tennessee, but we've got different fulfillment centers and distribution centers throughout the country. And I'll just go into this video real quick.
This is $150 million of what I call awesomeness. I mean, this is a state-of-the-art facility. Schaefer put in some great automation. We can't wait to continue to service our customers.
We're so proud to be here in this area, but Tennessee is a place we already call home. We have, give or take 9,000 employees that already work in the state of Tennessee. But this facility gives us the ability to create 600 jobs in this local area, and with a state-of-the-art facility that we're very proud of.
For a community that 60% of their population drive every day to go to work. This a greater quality of life, great wages, benefits, and everything.
We're very proud to be here. We're proud of this facility, and equally proud of being a Tennessean here to be a part of this.
All right. And with that, again, I'll go to a slide with some of the specific opportunities we have in the supply chain space. Again, that video was focused on our fulfillment center in Tennessee, but we've got distribution centers, fulfillment centers, cross-dock, all kinds of different supply chain facilities throughout the country, and different opportunities that you'll see on our career site. But some of those opportunities would include the different coaching roles we have, planning and maintenance coaches. We've got different manager roles on the HR side of the house, coach roles, and operations supervisors. So a ton of different supply chain operations roles that we've got throughout the country, and something that really works well for folks looking for roles outside of Charlotte that have a logistics background or supply chain background from the military or even from the civilian sector after getting out of the military. So with that, I'll flip to our DoD skill bridge slide. This is something we added recently and partnered with the Department of Defense on. We have roles in the store operations management and supply chain operations management spaces. Those are a few locations where we have them right now. Currently, we've got fellowships starting between May and July 2021 for folks that applied and were able to get command approval to do a skill bridge fellowship. But wanted to bring this up for folks that were interested, and just to show that another example of how we're partnering with the military to help with transitioning folks, and a good opportunity to get some experience in the civilian sector. And right down there, just before I move on from the slide, so how to apply, that's the link, and let me copy that and throw that in the chat, so that everybody's got a copy of it for anybody that's not able to write it down real quick. And if you search for 2021 fellowship program, you should pull up right away. Search for SkillBridge, it should pull up. And if you got any questions, you can send them to militaryrec@lowes.com. And the same email address will also work for militaryrecruiting@lowes.com. And I'll throw that in the chat when we start the Q&A here in a little bit. Let me grab this URL and put that in the chat for everybody. All right. So continuing on with the presentation, little slide to show how we support our employees and some of the benefits we've got. We've got some great health, dental, vision, insurance options, a ton of great insurance options every year when enrollment comes around, and when you're employed with us. We've got a really competitive 401k match, typical PTO, and we've got some great employee stock purchase program discounts that come around twice a year for full-time employees, as well as an employee discount, which I'm sure everybody would love to have, right? 10% discount. Of course, everyone gets the military 10% discount, and a few times a year we get lucky and we get to stack both of those discounts. I believe on the July 4th Memorial Day, and I want to say Veterans Day holidays, those times of years get to stack them. So some really awesome employee benefits there. And then in addition to that, some other aspects on this slide are our learning and development programs. Our learning and development team's done a great job recently, really building out a robust, what we call Lowe's University, with role-based learning plans, a really good site for self-led learning. We partnered with Pluralsight and have basically every class course you would want, especially on the technology site. For myself, has been spending some time in there. And in addition to that, I just call out, we've got some good scholarship and tuition reimbursement programs for folks that work at Lowe's and want to take advantage of that. So just a few examples of some of the great benefits we've got. You can see all these on our career site as well, but wanted to go through that real quick. And just 2 slides before we begin the Q&A. This one is how to keep up to date with our Lowe's military recruiting team. You can join our talent community at the website there, jobs.lowes.com/military. Going to give you information about different upcoming events that we've got coming up, right? In addition to SAC events, you can learn more about the specifics of Lowe's, go through stuff like the benefits, some of the things we've gone over today, and I'm sure more than I went over. And then also see a few things about veterans at Lowe's. We've got a large veteran community, right? Like I mentioned before, we've got over 20,000 veterans, our military spouses within our stores, corporate offices, and supply chain side of the house. So a lot of good stuff there, and would definitely recommend joining that talent community to get a little more information on our team. And with that, I think I'm going to leave this slide up while I go through Q&A. But how to apply, go to jobs.lowes.com. Take a look at the different roles that are out there. You can also follow up at our email. I mentioned the email earlier, military rec, but militaryrecruiting@lowes.com works just as well. If you want to shoot us a note with specific roles you're interested in, including your resume, some of your background, all that good stuff, that's the email to send it to. Obviously, myself and a few other folks will be at the career fair on Friday, and you can definitely come talk to us. We can have an individual conversation, talk about what you're looking for, what specific opportunities there are at Lowe's, and any questions you've got for your personal situation. But I think with that, I'll go ahead and go into Q&A. So if anybody's got any questions, throw them in the Q&A section, and I'll try and address them the best I can. And I'm just going to go through this first one here. Does Lowe's have a referral hiring program? Does joining the talent community remove the possibility of a referral incentive for the current employee? So we don't have a referral hiring program kind of enterprise-wide right now. We have done some specific to areas where there was a large need. I know we've done a few in technology in the past, but either way, joining the talent community would not remove the possibility of someone being able to get a referral from what I've seen in the past. Not a super in-depth question, but hopefully that gets to it. I wouldn't worry about it affecting any referral opportunities that there would be in the future. Any other questions? I might just go a little bit into my background then while I wait and see if any other questions pop up. And specifically my transition as I was going through, I think the same situation many of you are probably going through it right now. I transitioned in the fall of 2014, and I went to SAC just like you guys are at now. A little different, I guess, because it was in person in San Diego in August there. But I found Lowe's through that conference, and through having a conversation, learning a little more about the company, learn a little more about the specific opportunities they had, and if it was a good fit for me. That first conversation got me a little interested enough to fill out an application, And when I went for my in-person interview, that's when I really got hooked. I went on the campus there. I showed the video, and there's many pictures of right here below, and loved the place, loved the people, and thought, wow, this could really work as a great match for me. And here I am, 6.5 years later with no intention to leave anytime soon. So it's been a really good match for me, but SAC opened up that opportunity. And so would definitely recommend, if folks are interested in just learning a little more, come talk to us, come talk to any of the companies that are here that you're interested in, have a conversation, and see where it leads you. Doesn't look like there's any more questions. So Joe, I think we might be good. Unless you had anything else that you wanted me to do.
No, thank you, Aaron. I appreciate it. And will you be in the booth on Friday?
Yep, I'll be there.
And
Me and 2
Jacqueline,
other folks.
okay.
Mhm.
I don't know if Jacqueline will be there, but so, you know, you guys might have seen her. She hopped in and she was answering some of the questions for you. But now, you know, so please, you know, on Friday, you know, make sure you guys stop by the Lowe's booth. You know, we know them, you know, as, you know, a very military friendly organization. I think everybody on here probably could attest to that. I think you might have had one question pop up, but I'll just finish. So everybody knows that they're a very military friendly organization. But you know, what I think you're learning from what Aaron talked about, and what you'll learn, you know, when you do converse on Friday with them in their booth, is that they're also very friendly to military that are transitioning. So anyways, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, and I'll hit this question real quick, Joe. So does Lowe's headquarters intend to use hybrid, in-person, or remote work schedule in the future? I think it's definitely something we're working through and still figuring out. Right now, we're leaning towards a hybrid methodology where we're going to spend a few days in the office. I think there's going to be the outliers that are still fully in the office based on that role. But right now, there aren't many opportunities for full remote. We're still going to do some sort of hybrid, in-person type of interaction in the day-to-day. And I'm sure as the pandemic hopefully comes to a close, as life changes throughout the rest of 2021, that'll change and we'll adjust to that situation. But that's what it looks like right now. Unless
anybody has anything else, again, I did want to thank you, Aaron, and look forward to seeing you guys on Friday.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, everybody.